Hello and welcome to High Point Music's Gear Reviews. I'm Lewis and today I'm going to take you through the Mesa Boogie Cab Clone. The Mesa Boogie Cab Clone is a cabinet simulator DI box device, and it allows you to connect your amplifier to it and forego the use of a microphone. So you can use it in a live scenario to get a mic'd up cab sound silently. It allows you to run a headphone from it so you can practice silently. It also has a pass-through feature, so if you'd still like to run a cabinet live or in your bedroom, you can take a signal from it to record with and still get some volume in the room. So the Cab Clone is something that I find guitarists who want a consistently mic'd signal every time they record or play live with. It's a product that anybody that wants to practice silently through the use of headphones or a mixing console or a recording interface can use. And again, in a home studio, being able to record silently or with a few different cab sounds from the unit is a fantastic tool. So I'll take you through some different amp sounds and some different cab settings to show you what it can do. Our clean tone, or our tones today, are coming from my Fender Stratocaster, running into the clean channel for now on a Mesa Boogie transatlantic head. Is our Vox channel, running in the top boost mode, and the high gain sounds from the Mesa Boogie's gained channel of the amp. So connection wise, my guitar is running into our amplifier and we're running from the amplifier to the input on the Cab Clone. The Cab Clone is a resistive load, so while you do not have to plug a speaker box into this product to protect your amplifier. A lot of cabinet simulation products vary in their construction or their design, and so some of them you will need to run a cab with to record a valve amp running into them, and some of them you won't. The fact that this product does both is a huge advantage. I think that makes it a standout product on the market for that reason. I have gigged with it live. I have used it to rehearse, to test at all hours of the night, so I like being able to plug a cab in as well as run it without a cab. So from there, we're running our connection via the XLR output into our audio interface, and I'm just running it at microphone level, which is the least amount of signal, or the anti-clockwise setting here on this knob that I'm pointing at. So it's got a few different modes, and I'll show you what that can do. I'll leave it on the gain channel for now to show you that sort of sound. At the moment, I'm running the vintage cabinet setting on the cabinet toggle switch here on the back, and the vintage cabinet gives us a fairly dark and compressed tone, probably more suited to higher gain or lead sort of sounds. This is what it sounds like. I'll change it over to the next of the cab modes for you. So the next one, the middle position, is the open back cabinet, and the open back cabinet is obviously it's emulating the sound of a speaker cabinet that's not sealed, so you get a little bit more sound in the room, and that results in some upper harmonics being more easily heard. Sounds like this. So So you can definitely hear the upper harmonics are a bit more obvious in that setting. If you're looking for a bit more brightness in your sound or a bit to stand out in the mix a little bit more, that's a great option. Most combo amps and quite a lot of 2x12 or 1x12 cabinets are going to be open back, so I tend to use that one a lot. The next setting is the completely closed back connection, or the setting, and the closed back sound accentuates the bottom end of the cabinet's response, almost giving us a bit of a scooped mids sound because of the extra bass. This is what it sounds like with the dirty stuff. And that's the last of the cabinet settings, at least for the dirty. I'll put it over to the clean channel now and take you through those settings again. So back to our clean channel. Again, this is the top boost Vox setting on the transatlantic Mesa. And to run it like the others, I'll start back on the vintage cabinet and take you through those. So our vintage cabinet sound. And onto the open back sound. And then the closed back. So there's a quick little run through of the cabinet modes in both a clean and a dirty sound. There is quite a little bit of variation there, and that should give you enough tone choices between your dirty and clean channels to give you at least 3 usable amp sounds. The other connections that, or the other modes that the Cab Clone offer you, we've got our phase switch just here. And what that does is it allows you to invert the waveform of the signal. If you're running 2 amplifiers or 2 different signals and you're getting a bit of phase cancellation, you're losing some signal, you can invert the phase with that control, and that allows you to keep your guitar signal nice and present. The next connection along is this one is our ground connection, and that applies to the XLR output. That allows you to lift the ground and avoid any earth loops or earth hum that you may encounter when running into pro level equipment or running long distances on a stage where you might get a little bit of that noise coming through. The last sort of front panel control, or the last front panel control, is our level settings. Now this level setting knob is interesting in that it only affects the XLR output, and it gives us a variable range from standard microphone level up to an instrument level and to a +4 professional line level setting. The advantage of that is you don't need a DI box to run this. You can run it straight into a stage box on stage, a multi-core on stage, or into the microphone input on your recording equipment at home, or perhaps a powered speaker is another good option. At microphone level, that's very easy to deal with. The instrument level, which is its center position, is there to give you the ability to run this into the power amp, or into a power amp and a speaker, or into the effects return or the power amp input of another amplifier, giving you the sound of your amp with the cab clone into that product. Lastly, again, is the +4 line level setting. The +4 line level setting is a professional line level connection, and the main advantage I think of having that +4 is that it gives you the ability to run your simulated cabinet sound into the line level input of a mixing desk, effectively bypassing the microphone preamp. It may not be the best quality, you may not like the sound of it. It just allows you that little bit of flexibility to get more specific guitar related tones, and use the good quality cabinet simulation here rather than relying on another piece of equipment to potentially be the weakest or the strongest link in the chain. So that's our front level controls. I'll set that back there to drop the noise back. The back of the unit has a few connections as well. It's got our speaker input from the amplifier. That's where our amplifier connects to. It has a speaker output, and when you plug into this, it defeats the internal load and it allows your signal to run all the way through and react with the amplifier's cabinet. We've got our XLR fitting on the back. It's a standard 3-pin XLR, the same as you would use with a DI box or a microphone. We've got a line level connection that is always running a balanced line signal. It does not change when you adjust the front panel control. So if you wanted to run 2 sounds or to 2 different sources, you've got that feature there to do so. And lastly is a 1/4 inch or 6.5mm headphone connection. And obviously you can plug your headphones in there and listen to your amplifier's sound as if you had it mic'd up in a room with a cab running through a mixing desk, and we're doing it that way. So it cuts a lot of stuff out in the middle and gives you the ability in a very small compact product to practice silently, to play live without a cab, reducing your volume on stage. The sound guy is going to be more appreciative of less volume. You can let him do his thing. And if you spend the time getting your monitor sounds or your in-ear sounds set up, as you should be doing anyway, this is a great way to reduce clutter on stage, volume on stage, and ensure that you're going to get the same sound every time. You don't have to worry about miking position. You don't have to worry about having a mic stand, somewhere to put your speaker cab, and you don't have to lug a speaker cab, which, as I've done a few times, up a few sets of fire escape stairs, less products that you have to carry and strain those precious instrument playing hands of yours, the better. So I highly rate the Mesa Boogie cab clone. It's a very well built product. I'm lucky enough to have actually had a tour of the Mesa Boogie factory in California. I can firsthand tell you that they do not skimp on quality control or build quality or research and development in any way. It's a very, very high quality product, and it sounds great. Mesa Boogie make great cabinets, which is what obviously this is based on. It sounds as good as the Mesa cabinet I use, and it's a great addition to anybody's rig. If you're interested in checking one of these out, their links are below. There are 2 other versions of this product in different impedance settings. I'll go into a little bit of an explanation about why you would use a different impedance version in the blog in the members area, but there are a few different versions. This is the 8 ohm version, and it's pretty versatile. I should mention it'll handle up to 150 watts coming out of an amp, which is more than most valve amps are going to put out, and it will certainly take a Mesa Boogie triple rectifier running flat stick into it, which gives you a great amount of room. The only other thing you may need is perhaps an XLR cable and a speaker cable, so we'll put some links there for those as well. If you've enjoyed the video, don't forget to give us a like, a share, a subscribe, leave a comment. We do thoroughly appreciate the feedback. And as I mentioned, the members area and the blog is there for you to log in for free and check out. Thank you very much.